Hello everyone, I'm Ishmeet and today I'll be telling you how to make a change management plan. If you haven't already checked, here's a video that I posted about change management and its importance as a part of project management. In this video, I'll guide you through how to make a change management plan so that by the end of this, you will be able to make one suiting your own project. Between the project plan and its many subsidiaries, such as stakeholder management plan, or communication management plan, or risk management plan, project managers spend a tremendous amount of time determining what the project will look like and how it will be carried out. But what happens if during the course of the project some aspect needs to be changed or for whatever unknown circumstance? Here, change management plan comes into play. Your change management plan will decide the success or failure of your project. There are 5 main phases in project: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and lastly, closing. But change can occur during the execution, monitoring, and controlling phases, and it happens against a project baseline, which is a detailed description of the time, cost, scope, and quality of the project that you have determined when planning. Now, let's understand some elements that are involved in creating a change management plan. Change management rules. Who is going to be doing what in your change management plan? Who has the authority to submit a change request? Who reviews them? And who authorizes them? Some of these roles will take place on a change control board. The next element is the change control board. You staff your change control board with people who will receive the change requests and have the authority to approve or veto them. The next is to develop a process. You need a process in order to effectively submit, evaluate, authorize, and then manage and control the change requests. Without a process, change management is unmanageable. Change request form. You need a change request form first before beginning any process to capture the data. It's important that the information you collect is consistent throughout the project. Change log is basically the place to collect and then track all the change orders. Without a central location where changes can be identified, requests approved, and assignments documented, there's no way to know if there's been any progress. And the last is to use a tool. A project management software can help you keep a track of all the changes through every phase of the project until it's finally resolved. Now let's come to making a change management plan in 7 simple steps. Develop a clear understanding of the business objective. The first step is to ensure that you understand the business case behind the project, meaning you need to develop a clear understanding of what the business objective is according to the stakeholders. The business objective should inform every decision that you make, including the methodology that guides you and how you prioritize change requests. Therefore, having a firm understanding of the business case is essential. Without it, it will be extremely difficult to create both your overarching project plan and your change management plan. The next is to identify stakeholders. With the business case in mind, the next step in the process is to identify all of the project stakeholders. This will allow you to understand the different people who will be involved in steering the project, as well as those who may approach you with change requests that must be answered. Understanding the roles, responsibilities, personalities, and individual motivators of each stakeholder will also allow you to better prioritize change requests in the future. In many cases, you'll find that this information exists in the stakeholder management plan, which will be generated either before or along with the change management plan. Clarify the scope. When we're talking about change, we're referring to change in the process of the project or the scope of the project. So it's important to clarify the scope of the project before moving forward. The scope will impact everything from the budget and schedule to individual tasks that must be done to deliver the project. So it's crucial to have a clear picture of what it entails as early as possible. This will allow everyone involved in the project to understand how various change requests might impact the work as it unfolds. Understanding what does and what doesn't fall within the project scope gives the project manager something against which they can measure change requests. Document the purpose of the change control system. Whether a change control system already exists within the organization or you are in the process of creating one from scratch, it's important to document the purpose of the system. This will keep reminding the stakeholders and particular team members that change management is actually a formal process. Define the processes, tools, and techniques that will be used to approve and reject change requests. In order for the change control and management system to work as intended, you will need to have a clear process for receiving, reviewing, accepting, and rejecting change requests. This process should be as transparent as possible to everyone involved. The step should include factors such as processes, techniques, and tools. By process, we understand what specific process is involved in evaluating a change request. Once a change request is submitted, how long will it take to reach a decision? Who will be involved in the process and who has the final say over the request? Techniques explain what techniques will be used to evaluate each change request and determine whether or not it will be implemented. How will the change requests be prioritized? Tools explains questions like, does the organization use a particular tool for project management or change management? If so, what does this tool look like and how does it work? Who has the access to this tool? Does documentation exist and can it be distributed? This is also the point in time when you will determine who will have final authority over approving or rejecting the change requests. For smaller organizations or projects, this might be a key stakeholder or the project manager themselves. Whereas for larger organizations or larger projects, it might be a change control board comprised of multiple individuals who discuss the proposed change request and come to a consensus. The sixth step is to develop a change implementation process. Once the review and approval process is settled, you should also outline a process for implementing approved change requests. Some questions to consider include: how will the project plan be adjusted to account for the changes? How will scheduling and task management be adjusted? How will you determine who is notified about the change and ensure that they have all of the information that is required that they need to perform the tasks that are assigned to them? The last step is to define how approved changes will be tracked and controlled. It is important to track any approved change requests so that a written record is available and can be revisited in the future. This record will allow the project manager to answer any questions that arise about how and why a project plan may have changed during its execution. It can also prove to be an invaluable source for planning future projects. A change log can be a very useful way of tracking any changes to the original scope of the project. This document would detail the change requests itself and the reasoning behind its implementation, as well as where it came from and who requested it. By keeping in mind these 7 steps, you can create your own change management plan. If you get any ideas, drop these down in the comment section below. I hope that you found this video helpful. For more such videos on project management, check out the Pixel Apps YouTube channel. Thank you.